Hello, Sarah. Hello, Ben. Last week when we met, I know there was a lot of tension, but I just want to touch base with you guys and see how your guys' week was the past week. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, this past week was, the same old stuff that's always happening. He's always out later than I expect him to be. He is not there when I need him to be there, and I feel empty and alone because I feel like I'm not his priority still, and I just feel like this week has been another example of that. Like, nothing changed since last week.
Okay, so nothing changed since last week. You feel a little bit of alone, and because you don't feel like he's really there for you.
Yeah, because I spend a lot of time at the house by myself because he's at work and I go to work, a couple days a week, but for only a few hours, and then I come home and I'm all by myself, and then I do all the cooking and all the cleaning, and then I sit and watch TV alone and just wait for him to get the text that he's coming home and that I'm gonna get everything ready, but
Okay. Ben, is there, what do you do for a living?
I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer, so you don't have set hours.
No, it's pretty like sporadic. There's a lot of meetings, stuff comes up, stuff runs late. Like that's normal. That happens to all of us.
Okay, so Sarah, when Ben is running late at work, you just kind of feel alone and you.
well, I just wish that he would tell me. It doesn't take much to send a quick text like, "Hey, I'm running late, honey. You won't hear from me for a little bit, but I'm just stuck waiting for him."
Okay. Ben, tell me a little bit about your week and how your week goes with work and.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty busy. Like I said, I'm a lawyer, so like it's normally like Monday through Saturday. I'm working every day, full days. We have meetings. We have to go to the courthouse. We have to meet with the clients, meet with other lawyers. Like tons of stuff that we're doing, preparing for all of these things, and I mean, it's a lot of work. And sometimes I have to stay later and like get work done so that we have money, so that we can stay in our house, we can have food. It's just what I have to deal with because that's my job. And like sometimes it runs later. Like I can't always handle or control that.
It's like he's married to his job and not married to me, and we've been married for 3 years now.
3 years. And how long have you been a lawyer for?
I graduated like maybe I think it was 5 years ago, but like she knew when we got married and when we were together, and like we were together when I was in school. So I mean, she knew what my job was going to be and what my career path was. So that's not my fault.
All right. Okay. Sarah, what do you do? Do you have a job? Do you have any hobbies you like to do? Can you tell me a little bit about what you do throughout the week?
Yeah, I work at Michael's, the craft store, and I work there, I don't know, Mondays, Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays, but no more than 3 days a week. And I go and I basically just unload the truck and organize all of the crafts. And I really like it when I'm there, but then I work early morning, so I'm home by lunchtime. And then from lunchtime until sometimes 10 o'clock and past, I'm alone.
Okay.
And he won't let me get a dog.
So he won't let you get a dog to kind of keep you company? Is that something
Yeah.
that you feel like?
I want a dog, but he doesn't trust that I'll take care of it, because
We don't need a dog. Our house is so small. It's just
I know he thinks the house is too small, whatever, not that he's ever home to live in this small house of ours, but I would really like the dog because it would make me happy. Have something there would make me happy.
Right. Can you guys tell me how is it when you guys are together? Can you tell me a little bit about what your time looks like when you are not at work and you guys are spending time together?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
it's okay. I mean,
Well, if we had more time together, it would be good. But we don't get that much time, so I feel that when we are together, I want to be with him all the time and like hold on to him because I don't get that very much.
I think it starts out good, but then she gets annoying. She was very kind of grabby, very needy, and I'm just like, give me some space, but
Isn't that what marriage is? Aren't I supposed to need my husband?
So when you're not at work and you're at home, she likes to spend time with you and she's happy you're home and stuff like that. But sometimes is it that you feel like you need a little bit of space and you need some time just straight by yourself, or
yeah, like sometimes I just want to watch my own TV show, like alone. I don't need to watch like the Lifetime movies she always wants to watch. Like, I just want to watch my show, maybe just like an hour, but since we do have little time, she wants to spend every second together, and like sometimes I just want time not right next to her always. Like, it's a lot.
and can you tell me, like, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like crap because he's gone and I'm alone all day, and now he always says he wants a little bit of alone time, and it's like, well, I can tell you what alone time feels like, and it's not good. So it doesn't make sense to me why he wouldn't want to come home and cuddle his beautiful wife.
I mean, maybe like I'm not asking for a whole day alone, but just some more alone time. Like, it's just a lot to come home from a busy day with people all over, talking and preparating for meetings, and then I get home and she come have dinner with me. Oh, let's watch TV. Oh, what this movie's on. Like, I just maybe want a little bit of time.
Okay, so when you come home from work, you just want a little bit of time to kind of just like regroup, settle down, and you feel like she kind of wants to be with you and spend time with you. Do you guys get to do this during the week? I know you mentioned something about you normally get home 10, 11 o'clock at night. So is it at that time, or you said you worked Monday through Saturday, so do you get to spend most of your guys' time together on like Sundays?
Yeah, we get to spend a lot of time together on Sundays, so I always look forward to Sundays because I want us to work out so badly. I don't feel like we are at a point right now that we shouldn't be together, but it seems like he's just pulling away from me.
How do you feel about Sundays when she wants to spend time with you and you guys kind of have time to relax and it's your day off? What is your ideal Sunday?
So, I mean, Sundays are my only day off. That I get a full day. It's super nice, but I mean, I just kind of like to sleep in. It's my only day to sleep in. It's the only day, like, football's on. I get to watch football with my friends. But she doesn't like when I go out, so I rarely get to see them. And it's just, I want to hang out with my friends. It's my only day off. Like, we can like have dinner or something, but I want to see my friends.
Like, not to your stuff, but
Important for you when you're not at work not spending time with your wife, that it's important for you to spend time with your friends, watch football, do things kind of that you like to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, do you have any other people that you like to spend time with that's not your husband?
Well, I have friends, if that's what you're asking, but my friends are always busy spending time with their husbands. Their husbands want to take them out to vacations and to do all of these fun things, but I never get that.
So you never get that? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, I just feel like I'm getting gypped on this marriage because I feel like when people are married and it's going to work, it's not all about fighting, it's about the good things and it's about happy times, and I should be able to go and do things with him like all of my friends get to do, but I never get that.
Okay. So what it sounds like is that it's a reoccurring thought that you may feel like you're the second choice sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like the second choice. I feel like he would rather be with his friends and at work even and all of these things rather than spending his time with me.
Okay.
And my friends too. I guess that's a good point because my friends too, they would rather go and do fun things with their husbands, which I don't blame them, but than sit around and hang out with mopey old me in my house alone all day.
Okay, so you feel like your second choice in your marriage behind work and friends, with your friends, you feel like you're behind their husbands, so you're their second choice because they like to spend time with their husbands. Do you ever remember this coming up, like, in the past? Like, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel sad to be the second choice. It makes me feel like I'm in this world alone.
Okay, so has there ever been a time in the past or any other time that you felt like the second choice?
I'd say my whole life I've always been the second choice. From my parents to friends in college to professors to now my boyfriend to then husband.
So it seems like there's been a lot of times that you felt that you were not being chosen first and that you are the second option. Okay, that's good to know. Next week, let's kind of touch base back on how that's making you feel and dive a little bit deeper into how you feel like you're the second option throughout your life.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you next week then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back. How was your guys' week this past week since we've last met?
My week was very stressful. Lots going on at work. There was, I think on Tuesday I had to stay extra late. Wednesday I stayed extra late. Probably next week there'll be more days that I have to stay late, do more work, but that's just work. So just been pretty stressful, pretty busy for me.
And I feel bad because I know that he's stressed. I can tell that he's stressed. But, I mean, does he ever think about me and how that made me feel this week? I mean, it was, again, the same old things. And how do I know that he's gone for all of these hours and I'm sitting there? Like, how do I know that he's even working for all of that time? What if he just, goes out and takes a chill pill because he thinks that he needs all of this time to relax by himself? I don't know anything. So I'd say that this past week, I have been just trying to focus on doing things that make me happy and not relying on him for my happiness.
Okay. Last week we touched base about how you have a busy work schedule and how you work a couple of days a week, and then you just want to kind of spend time with him when he is home, because he does work Monday through Saturday and typically gets home pretty late, from what it sounds like. But last week, towards the end of the week, I think you made a very important point that I wanted to just touch on, if that's okay with you, when you were talking about how you felt like you were always the second choice.
Yeah.
Is that okay if we talk a little bit more about that?
Sure.
Okay. So can you tell me, when you think back on your life all your years, can you tell me a little bit about how you felt like you were the second choice?
Well, I guess that it all starts with my parents. My parents got a divorce when I was 10 years old, so for those first 10 years they were always arguing and always yelling at each other, and they would be home and just yelling at each other, and I didn't have any siblings, so I just sat there alone listening to them fight. So I guess that is part of it. Makes me feel like a second choice again, that I'm just sitting there alone. I don't have anyone to really comfort me or keep me company.
Okay, so your parents kind of, when they were fighting, you felt second to that, and now in your relationship you feel second to work.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm always the bystander that's watching people deal with things that are more important to them than I am to them.
Okay. Ben, do you know a lot about her past?
I know her parents are divorced, and it was hard on her, but it happened when she was way younger, so I don't really think that it should still be doing like a lot. Like you were 10, 11 when it happened, so like that was so long ago. But I know that it was like hard on her, but I thought she was okay now.
For once, I actually agree with him. I feel like I was so young, so I don't even know how that really came up. It was a long time ago. I've put that behind me.
Okay. So when I think it's important for you to know that when you were growing up, that for you to know that when she was growing up, she did witness her parents fighting a lot, and she didn't really feel like she had anyone to go to. So when you're at work, I think that it just reflects that she doesn't really feel like she has anyone to go to. I know you mentioned wanting a dog. I don't know if that is a possibility sometime in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but again, like, it was a long time ago. Like, I think that maybe she could, like, work more or just, like, be okay with how the situation is, like.
When I was younger, I always remember when that would happen and I would sit there by myself, I would always try to do something to make them notice me. I would always, like, run and jump on my dad and like try to get him to play with me, or get my mom to try and like come help me with my homework, or I always just was like trying to do things to distract them from each other and to, I guess, get them to focus on me.
Okay. So there are some theorists that say that the events that have happened in your past kind of follow you into your adulthood and shape us and our thoughts into who we are today. So I think it's important for you, Ben, to realize that although the event of her parents constantly fighting and getting a divorce was a long time ago, it was when she was 10 years old, that's what she grew up in, and that's kind of a part of her and her past. And so I think this is why she almost needs some of that extra attention due to kind of what has gone on in her past. And now that we have kind of a better understanding of how your past has now affected this relationship, do you think that, I know you mentioned you like to play with dogs, can you think of any other activities that you might like to put your attention on those things, so that, because you have become so self-aware that this is how you're feeling and this is how it's affecting you in your daily life, what other activities do you like to do? And if you need some time to think about it for the next session, you can maybe think about that for that next week.
Yeah, I think I'll think about some things. So are you basically telling me that because of my parents and because of that is still with me, and that's why I'm acting this way in this relationship, because my parents never gave me attention, and so now I feel this constant need for attention from him, and he can't provide that for me?
He can't be your main source of attention, but I think it's good that you're understanding that stuff from your past is affecting you. But okay, so now that we've kind of discussed and kind of got to the root of the underlying issue of what may be causing kind of this tension in your household, and how you guys are feeling, how you're feeling towards him when he's busy at work, and how you're feeling with her when she's trying to kind of get all your attention and stuff like that, do you think that we can start trying to set goals for you guys to work on, maybe for future sessions to come, so that we can kind of get it so she's getting the attention that she wants from you, and that you're also getting your time and space, but also getting the attention for your guys' marriage?
Yeah, I think we could probably do that, as long as they're not like too crazy of goals. Like, I think that we can probably do that.
I'm willing to do anything.
Okay. So, Sarah, how do you feel about setting some how do we think about you starting to maybe jot down a list of the activities you like to do that take up your time and people that you may want to hang out with? I know you mentioned that your friends are kind of always busy with their husbands. I'm not sure what your friends' work schedules are. Maybe it would be a good idea to try and see if maybe since you only work 3 days a week, if your friends can kind of maybe spend time with you during those. Those are just kind of some options or ideas for you to kind of start with. But I want you to kind of sit down and maybe or jot down what you think are some activities that you would like to enjoy doing in your free time.
Okay, so I need other activities other than him. So with these activities, can they be things that I do by myself, or does it have to be things that like I'm getting attention from somebody or something?
Whatever, there you can do things like you said, going to the visit dogs and playing with dogs. That would be good. I know that's one of your interests. I know you say you do have friends, but they have they spend a lot of time with their husbands or boyfriends or whatever. I think
You could start that book club you've been talking about.
That's a good idea, and I could run it, and we can host it. Can we host it?
I guess.
Okay, that's a good idea.
that's an awesome option. And
She's always talking about this book club.
And have
Awesome.
people come, and I can make appetizers, and everyone can sit in our living room, and we can talk about the book. That's a good idea.
that
Thanks.
sounds super exciting. I like.
That's what, yeah.
And also, for you, I would like you to maybe prioritize when you guys do have your Sundays and what you would like to do and how to spend time with her and have some quality time, as well as having some time to spend with your guy friends. I know you mentioned watching football and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could probably we could probably plan more stuff, like go to the movies or do like date night stuff on the Sundays, but like probably later in the night so I can still hang out with my friends.
I guess if I get my book club, you can have the boys over to watch football.
Cool. That sounds good.
That sounds awesome. All right, well, so next week we'll touch base on what goals you guys kind of set or what activities you guys would like to do, and we'll kind of touch base from there. And I think we got a lot accomplished this session. How do you guys feel this session went?
I think it went really well. I think it was eye-opening. I didn't realize that something from my childhood that I could have been carrying with me all this time and then putting on to my husband makes me almost feel bad about all of this, all about me all the time things, but I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, like, the issues with our parents, she was still feeling. Like, I thought that she had moved past it. So, it's definitely good to learn about that. But I think we did pretty good, and we'll just have to see how the goals go for next week and see.
Awesome. I think we're headed into the right track. So let's, I really enjoyed today, and let's meet back next week.
Okay,
Thank you.
Sounds
Have a
good.
good week.
Yeah.